30th.
Because he loving all the ladies, but the ladies don't love him at all. Cause when he's not drunk, he's only stuck on himself. And then he has the nerve to say he needs a decent girl. Looking at herself, but wishing she was someone else, because the body of the dollar don't look like hers at all. Alright. So she straps it on, she sets it in, she throws it up, but gives a grin, laughing at herself because she knows she ain't that at all. I caught up in the trends where the truth began to bend, and the next thing you know, man, there just ain't no truth left at all. She walks so proud, and when the pretty girl laughs, oh man, she laughs so loud. And if it ain't this, then it's that. As a matter of fact, she hasn't had a day to relax since she's lost her ability to think clearly.
Say in your mind, say to yourself, I am more than my physical body. Because I am more than physical matter, I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world. I deeply desire to expand, to experience, to know, to understand, to control, to use such greater energies and energy systems as may be beneficial and constructive to me and to those who follow me. I deeply desire the help and cooperation, the assistance, the understanding of those individuals whose wisdom, development, and experience are equal to or greater than my own. I ask their guidance and protection from any influence or any source that might provide me with less than my stated desires.
Do not know all the answers to the questions about reality. Do not claim to know the ultimate truth about life. I seek that which has been made hidden as a part of a family amongst lords of consciousness. I'm the void one.
Goop, goop, goop.
Welcome to Lighting the Void.
Broadcasting live from a shack. It is a shack on a hill in the Mossy Creek bottoms of Cane Creek, Arkansas. We're back. It's Cosmic Conditions time, February 17th, 2026. Into the late night here with Mary Ducina once again. We're going to go over your eye in the sky, I guess. It's Mary Ducina, maryducina.com. All of the energies are coming down to this moment. The call-in number is, when we open up the phones, is 940-374-64... Is it 35? Hell, I forget the new number sometimes. 6435. When the line's open, you can call Mary. And I see some of you are listening on the Fringe FM. I like it. The new website is up. You can listen on TalkStream Live and the Paranormal Radio app too, but you can also listen on the radio players at fringe.fm, which are really nice. And we're still working on that project over there too, but it's good to see some of you back listening to the radio. We've been working on the commercials. We upped the ante because of the supporters actually for the radio station. So we got rid of the ads, the public, not the funny ads, but the annoying ones. Okay. Those are gone. And that's because of you. So thank you guys so much over on the radio station. If you want to join the chat, come over to YouTube. On the Lighting the Void YouTube, you'll see the chat room in there, and you can participate. Mary, kick it off. I'm ready. I told you I scrambled into the seat, and I'm ready.
Thank you, Joe. First, gratitude. I have disciplined myself since 2026 has begun to be an antenna of gratitude. So therefore, that requires me to give in very creative, unusual, unexpected ways, kind of like the Aquarian energy of doing things way away from your normal, ordinary styles and modes of your culture, of your family, of your childhood, of the social circles that you run in. Everybody's got a different shtick about how they want to be blessed or to bless. But this is about Aquarius. Joe and I wanted to do this actually on different time zones around the world now. So in some time zones, yes, the eclipse happened early this morning in my time zone, mainly over Antarctica. So this is, there's a lot of stuff on the internet. There's a lot of stuff, I'm sure, on TikTok. TikTok's not my thing. I see it on Instagram, on Facebook, on a lot of things, a lot of websites. Everybody's really espousing the intensity and how epic it is celestially with the signs and wonders in the heavens above us created by the divine holy God. There are a lot of signs that are going on. There's very intense solar flares and coronal mass ejections, and Elon Musk announcing that he thinks he's going to forego the Mars thing and he wants to build the first city on the moon. Real Aquarian type of stuff, the debate of AI, the pluses and the minuses of that very Aquarian, very Uranus. And so what I want to do, you can read all kinds of consensus agreement among starseers and astrologers and numerologers, and there's so much stuff that's happening with this year and the Chinese Lunar New Year and in numerology and the epic once every 6,000 years, Neptune and Saturn coming together only once every 36 years. The fire horse, the lunar new year, only happens every 60 years. The Saturn returning back to Aries, the first fire sign. Yeah, that starts a whole new zodiacal season of 12 times 3. You can do the math. So we truly, whatever age you are right now, biologically, by Earth measurement of an earthly human being, whatever your chronological, biological type of age is, we are right now as time travelers. We are living through one of those epic historical times, not just from an astrological sense. Astrologers, when we timeline jump back, gee, when was the last time Saturn was in Aries? Okay, so we're bouncing to 1996, then we're bouncing again, to 1966. So those of you born or with significant things in those years, 1966, 1996, 2026. So the overview of what's going on, when you look at the flavors of the 12 zodiacal spices, Aries is powerful because we start the Western zodiac with the element of fire and with the motto of I am. So Saturn and Neptune blasting a divine alignment, a very historical meetup over February the 20th. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's already the Ring of Fire solar eclipse night of February 17th. So everything's blooming. When people hear full moon dates and blood moon, coming up on March 2nd at the full moon in Virgo, and Ring of Fire eclipse, and you start to not try to be a technical genius. You start to notice things like, how come I keep hearing about fire? And I keep hearing about Aries is the first zodiac sign, I am that I am, and Aquarius is the 11th Western zodiac sign, and its motto is I know. I am, I know. I will know the I am. So when I was meditating today, and a lot of astrologers and New Ages are saying that the tarot card for this particular 28, 29 degree Aquarius new moon, Sun, Moon, Pluto, Mars in Aquarius is the Seven of Swords. I looked it up, found it interesting, and then Spirit said to me, oh no, the Aquarian card is the star in the tarot. It's the major trumpet. It's the major triumph constellation energy of Uranus and Aquarius. And I said, okay, that's a given. But what's another sidebar card? And they said, oh, dear, this is the lunar new year of the fire horse. This is a conjunction that hasn't happened in 6,000 years of Saturn and Neptune in the first fire. There's that word again, fire element sign of Aries. And then we have this ring of fire eclipse that's going on. In a moment, I'm going to read you all the things that are happening right now with this eclipse besides, it's a new series, in Aquarius, and it happens to be the Chinese Lunar New Year. I've studied some stuff on other cultures today going, ooh-wee, there's even more. But wait, there's more. So this is cutting edge. This is historic. This is the main flavor, regardless of your moon or your sun or your rising sign. It's not the elephant in the room. It's the spotlight that we're walking into and around and becoming one with right now with signs of Aries and our personal star maps, our personal starry treasure maps. We're actually going to discover the treasure, but the main X marks the spot points are two signs in our charts. The A team, as you've heard me say over the last 8 years with Joe, with he and I doing this, Aries and Aquarius. So what are the numbers? Aries is number 1. It's the first of the 12 signs. Aquarius is number 11. So numerologically, the 1, just like Aries, is all about the initiation, the starting point, the idea that comes to light, the fire of the desire, the fire desire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're the most favored with this. Now, just because you're the most favored doesn't mean that you get a pass for the intensity of how fate arrives in our life, flying with the feathers of our angelic messengers and guides. And the Aries, which we're in a moment, I'm going to do that less than 30 seconds meditation to really start the energy of this eclipse. Get ready. And so the Aries is the part of us that will either look in the mirror and say, I am, and whatever's after that for you in the present, I am hungry. Hungry for what? I'm tired. Fatigued by what? I'm ready to actually do something, or just go over it again in your mind and procrastinate. So Aries is about taking action. Aries is about the most important committed first step, the agreement to pursue an idea, to pursue the plan with purpose. Aries and Gemini aren't signs that have to finish it. The power of those signs, the Aries and the Gemini type of element, has to do with a quick-witted, rapid-fire, why not kind of attitude. Sagittarius comes into that too, as far as the sense of adventure. So this Aries dynamic of there's two, let me tell you the two big Aries moments that are going to light our fire, so to speak, put a fire under our seats, is this February 20th, and again, not just on that day. These are portals. These are realms and dimensions and regions of awakening and revelation and signs and wonder and awe and glory, because this is about the second baptism, which is by fire. The first baptism, we talk biblically, the baptism by water. Take and drink in communion. This is my blood. Take and eat. This is my body. So the first baptism is the water, the element of water. The Holy Spirit, or the divine fire, or the Holy Ghost, the fire of the I am that I am, is the transformational baptism. And I'm going to make a full commitment, me, myself, and I, in my humble little opinion, I absolutely interpret all the little details and moving parts of what I'm about to say with you tonight, because this is a repeat show. This is a show that's timeless, birthless, because there's so much connected with it, both in the past and going forward. To me, whatever age we are, whatever point we're at, no matter what we don't see yet as a holy blessing, this moment, this February the 17th, 2026, going into the full moon 2 weeks from now, March 2nd and 3rd, which is the blood moon, full moon, and then jumping to mid-April when we have a huge initiation golden key turning doors of many, many planets emphasized in Aries, amplifying like a rocket ship taking off, just what starts to be a seed that cracks its shell on February 20th when Saturn and Neptune do a divine alignment in the sign of Aries. So I feel that the tarot card of this particular eclipse, and just this eclipse, just this mid-February eclipse that is open, the cosmic shell has cracked open, say, and now this is what's inside, and now what's inside is not restricted anymore. Be bold, go forth and conquer, and enjoy the win. This is tied to 6 months from now when we start to have the dual eclipses of August. So February in Aquarius season, because tomorrow starts Pisces, February 18th of 2026, the sun goes into Pisces. So this eclipse at the last degree and a half of the 11th sign, I know, of Aquarius is compatible to the Aries. And so what's happening is that this ties into, it bounces, the full moon amplifies, mid-April is the Aries empowerment, and then that bounces to our second A month of August. So it's easy to remember. Now, big empowerment as we go into the middle part of April, and then the blessing way, how we bloom it, how we weed and feed, how we stand in faith with a knowing, Aquarius, of the divine fire alignment. We are baptized, and the big results are August. I'm not saying we can't be blessed. I'm not saying there will be an easier job of accepting the work that needs to be done, both psychologically, spiritually. We are literally, even symbolically, with what happened today. The last few days of the shedding of, I think it was called the wood snake, the snake year.
Mm-hmm.
And this fire horse year, back to 2 Saturn cycles, this fire horse year, Joe, hasn't happened for 60 years.
Ooh.
And you look at the energy of the creature teacher totem of a horse. You know, it's don't fence me in, I'm unbridled, you have to bridle me or saddle me just to be able to see if you've got a chance to be on my back with permission. So the horse is often, Pony Express, horsepower. So we've got this horse, and that's another surge. And it's the main symbol of Sagittarius. You know, our third fire sign. We've got Aries the ram, and then we've got Leo the lion, and then we've got the centaur of Sagittarius, which is 4 legs of the horse on the bottom there at that navel chakra, and then the upper part is the human creature, and we all reside here on the Earth Mother. So there's a power in our ability to give voice. Aries rules the 5 senses, what we have to face. It's all about the face, turn, March. Aries starts in March. Aries is everything to do with the discipline, the dedication, the curiosity, the passion, and the faith that comes from, well, if I don't do this, I'm really going to maybe regret that I didn't at least try. So Aries is that momentum. It's how you start the car, when you start the motorcycle or the boat or whatever it is. It's when you actually are igniting. It's the first strike of fire, of energy, of frequency. So there are definitely frequencies of, here we go again, of a knowing that are going to come to those that are ready and willing and choosing to be dedicated to what it is they want to be the main energetic director of this soul walk, of this incarnation, of this path of purpose, our work to do the purpose on our path that we originally, perhaps dynamically, were soul contracted to do. So I just want to get the emphasis of the fire. I'm going to come back to that, but I want to just kind of give you a little bit of a simplified version for all levels of those of you that have dabbled into star talk and star language of all that's going on culturally around this. So we'll start with Monday. This is Tuesday, February the 17th. So yesterday, the thing that was kind of like the bee sting or the wasp sting or the yellow jacket sting of this eclipse was that it was in late degree of Aquarius, imaginatory creativity merging with supernatural, paranormal, etc., out there, up there within me. Aquarius is ruled by a planet called Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus at that 28 to 29 degree, and they are forming a 90-degree geometric square to each other. Now, the reason that's important is because each one of the zodiac signs has like a planetary governor, and so this is in Aquarius, and that, which is the governor of the sign of Aquarius, is Uranus, however you want to pronounce it. So its ruler, that planet right now in the skies, is transiting or moving through the very last degrees of the bull, Taurus. The fixed signs in the zodiac are Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. Taurus wants the predictable pasture. It wants freedom and security of the main things of life. Where do I sleep? How am I protected with something over my head, a tent, a roof, whatever? And where do I eat? Where is my core physical body survival mode? I don't need to fight or flight. I want to find my comfort zone. So Taurus does not, wherever we have Taurus in our chart, Taurus does not jump to change. When it becomes logical, when it becomes a feeling of security, palatable, 3D life security, yeah, okay, that makes sense both to my mind and my practical self and my survival needs. That's Taurus. Aquarius is the spirit of our imagination and our connect. The UFOs we've seen. Did you see Bigfoot? I don't care what anybody thinks. I know what I know is real. It's metaphysics. It's Reiki. It's how frequencies and colors and sound waves and shock waves and electromagnetic things can actually affect us.
Technology.
And either healing or debilitating. Say it again?
I like Aquarius too with the tech stuff. I can feel it in my,
Yes,
you know.
yes. And so, I feel besides the phenomenal things that are rapidly happening in the tech, internet, AI, chat, whether you love it or you hate it or you're on the fence, all that's kind of Aquarius stuff. Anything to do with space, anything to do with you can't see it yet it's happening, that kind of supernatural thing, like you hit a remote, TV comes on. It's Starlink, it's direct dish, Spectrum, whatever, but it's like you're connecting up and yet you're not watching the things happen. It's just happening. And there's something plugged in the wall. There's all this frequency energy going on. But Aquarius is also you and I, all of us, as a unified field, as an antenna of light. Mm-hmm. So Aquarius is the group. It's the community. It's the tribe. We're kind of all finding out over the last 4 years what community, without judgment to anything else, or with judgment to something else, but what community feels like it's a fit for us. And Aquarius is all about, that might not be the same as you were raised Catholic and you're still doing that dance, or that you were raised atheist or agnostic and now you're like out there testifying and witnessing because you had a near-death experience and you came back to tell about it. All that's Aquarian stuff, spaceships, underwater things, anomalies in the oceans and the weather, all that's Aquarius, the wind speed, the space phenomena, multi-billions of stars and universes and whatever might be out there as a life form that my human brain probably can't even define, but my spirit knows, because when we know, Aquarius, I know, when we know it's right, we don't need to have validation from other people. Sometimes that's nice, but when we have an experience that moves the ground and the breath of our existence, either from something painful or death-defying that we survived, or something that was so fantastic and a loving moment, or that moment that we finally said, I love myself, even if other people didn't know me, see me, or allow me to be the way I needed to be in my childhood. When you come back to something got me here, something animated this life force that's inside this, you study about it, anatomy, etc., blood, bones, nerves, synapses, magic, this fantastic puzzle that I am. Maybe I could benefit others and myself if I find a direction, so at least all these moving parts can then come together as a community of verified healing frequency energies, and by my presence aligned with all that is of sacred presence, and let me spell that another way too, Presents, as in gifts. So when we align with the sacred divine presence, as in it's an energy field with us that we choose to marry in mystical ways and be committed to, then it brings that presence of our oneness with the all that is, all that I am, then brings us the gifts and the presence that unwrap in our life through people, through episodes, through how we survive and then learn to thrive after something that literally seemed to take it all away, collapse us. And then when we see the blessings unfold, it's just like, wow. And as Joe and I love to do on this podcast and no other podcast that I do, glory is in the house. So glory's not just some pretty poetic word. Sure. There are realms and frequencies of grace.
Can I say something to you here? It's not easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Aquarian energy by my nature. I think, and maybe you could correct me here too, but from my experience and all of everything, whatever, like Aquarian energy is, it gets tested quite a bit, because you're not, I guess it hardly ever goes with the crowd, even though it's connected to the whole crowd, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. But say to the audience what your sun sign is, and you'll understand why you get along with Aquarius.
Well, I'm an Aries. I have Aquarius
right.
and Venus. So I love authenticity down to the core. I cannot stand anything that's not authentic, to the point where I'm an asshole towards it a lot of times in my life. But I've been working on that. But I think with what's coming in the future. I think it's really important that we tap into that energy. You know, your true authentic self.
Absolutely.
You may never be liked by anybody, or you may be alone your whole life, but until you really tap into who you are, like really, I mean, we hear this stuff all the time, right? But loving who you are, and then just your whole journey in life is to experience all the uniqueness of you. And once you really fall into that, it feels so powerful. Like it feels like $1 million once you finally get it, and you're like, oh, damn, you know, what was I thinking the whole time? Because Aquarians don't go with the image, even though it does connect everybody. Like we can see the connection of all of our snowflakes, right? But you finally get it once you tap into it, you know. I love Aquarian energy. I could talk about it all night, actually.
Yeah, Aquarius is the difference between now I like myself. You know, Aquarius is, I know that I never walk alone. There's so much out there. And it's, for me, the Aquarian part of me isn't going to let just society or one belief or one family dynamic, both the blessings and the curses of generational things, or one person's view of magic or spirituality, whatever. What do I know? Let me explore. There's a different feeling between questioning something, desiring something, and then having those answers be so satisfying that your soul cup, your soul isn't thirsty anymore. Life has its ups and downs, peaks and valleys, high views, low views. You know, keep your head above water, run away from the fires that burn you and let them teach you. But there's always going to be variety in this earth life. It's arrogant to think it won't be filled with surprises and things that maybe initially weaken us only to further strengthen us. But we have to have that knowing, and that, you know, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. There's some knowings. And that's why I chose the Oracle, the tarot card, for this epic, celestial, repetitive orbital cycles of planets. Some years it's like, meh. This year it's like, okay, oy vey. So this is the Ace of Wands. This is the burning bush. This is the fire that we actually feel and see the fire, the announcement in the tarot. There are 4 aces. And there's the 4 of water, which is the cups, the hearts. There's the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Spades, the atmospheric, the spirit, the essence, the etheria, the aura of it. There's the Ace of Pentacles, which is diamonds and earth. And then there's the Ace of Clubs or wands, and the licks, they call them the flame licks, are literally leaping off of this magic wand, that rod and thy staff. You know, they sustain me, they comfort me. And so there's leaps, heart-shaped leaps that are jumping off of the Ace of Wands tarot card in traditional decks, and yet there are also flames. And all of, especially in the Rider-Waite deck, Pamela Coleman-Smith as the artist, there's a hand issuing forth from a cloud. And there's 4 aces. 2 of those have the hands headed to the left. The other 2 have the spirit hand issuing forth from a cloud. Love that wording. Issue, a hand, a divine hand. Here comes a helping hand issuing forth from a cloud above your head in the heavens. So here comes this divine helping hand, and this time it's holding the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Clubs, and the element is fire. So take that in for a moment, breathe, and listen. Yesterday we had that square. It was jittery. It was odd. We were charged up, then we were drained, and it was like we felt a little scattered and tangled up. But that's because that Uranus and Taurus, the bull, was pushed out of its familiar pasture, and it didn't like it, but it had to spend the day someplace it had never been before, and it kept thinking about where it's comfortable, but it had to be pushed into another pasture. So that was Monday. It was both a bit of a grind, maybe people lashing out, being impatient, finding meaning, like in the oddities of the day. So this afternoon, February 17th, in the eclipse is Tuesday, which Monday is the day of the moon, and Tuesday is the day of Mars. Oh, fancy that. And so what we have is there's the previous contents that we have can be smoothed over because eclipses, new moons in and of itself are initiations and beginnings. So this new moon solar eclipse in the late degrees of Aquarius is the lunar Chinese New Year, Mardi Gras, the start of Ramadan. And so there's all this energy converging across a lot of different cultures, certainly far away from where I live. We are in a year, we've completed a 9-year cycle in numerology. 2026 is an Aries, a number 1 initiation type of year. We're changing the nodal signs, the North Node leaving, being in the sign of Pisces and going into Aquarius, South Node, and Leo. So here's the first of this next 2.5-year Aquarius Leo dance of the nodes and the eclipses. Here's one. There'll be another one in August, but here's the Aquarius one going, hey, how you doing? I'm both Snoop Dogg, I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm, a spaceman, all in the same context, and I'm forever and always, and I don't always show up, but when I do, yeah, it'd be a good idea to listen because I'm going to appear to you in shocking, supernatural, that wasn't a dream. Man, I went there, I got the teaching, and I came back changed kind of a thing. This is epic. You're not imagining it. This is a complete, rejuvenating, awakening, transformative reset that we're going through. And again, regardless of what age you are by society's measurements, your old soul, your higher self, is now initiated for this entire year. And I'm going on record saying especially this period right here, going into that March 2nd, 3rd full moon. That's the full moon that's connected to what this new moon right now, February 17th, is opening up. So there's both a wild side of us that's coming out, that primal, that creature, that beast, the type of creature that we are, the hunter-gatherer, et cetera, et cetera. We're learning our elements, and we're finding out, do I feel like I've just got smoke, or as they say, where there's smoke, there's fire? Do I have a smoldering fire? Am I lighting a fire? Aries is lighting the fire. So whether we do it for ourselves in a cognitive type of way, that we're really saying, yes, I am in agreement, I am in compatibility with, I would like the divine, sacred, angelic messengers, teachers, and guides to light that fire for me. Yes, I will pay attention. I will listen to my heart over my mind, get them in alignment, and then I will take action. Aries is all about taking action. Aquarius is like, cool, I'm up for the adventure, let's go. It's the pirates and the spacemen and the people that will take the risk, the people that would sign up to go live in the first city on the moon. 1 out of 50 people might go, yeah, Earth's a little wonky for me, or I need more of an adrenaline boost. It's the people that will do that. It's why does someone become a race car driver or a high wire type of with no net, no safety net underneath them? It's that I got to take the risk. There are people out there that really don't relax unless they have an adrenaline buzz all the time. So sometimes we can get overstimulated, and it becomes chronic. So and also, I forgot this one. Also, tomorrow, Wednesday, when the sun goes into Pisces, it's the first day of Lent in the Catholic tradition. And if you're not familiar with Catholicism, it's where the practitioners give up something until Easter to show their devotion. So you'll hear them, they give up drinking, they give up meat, or whatever. They give up sugar, whatever. So it's an excellent time because this isn't just a new moon. This new moon week right here, this February 13th, Saturn went into Aries. And then now we have this February 17th, boom, boom. Saturn changing signs is huge. But the big thing about Saturn, it does that every 3 years since you've been on the planet. But now, on February 13th, Saturn locked in to start the zodiac all over again. Like it's in Aries. It's like it's going to spend 2.5 to 3 years in every one of these 12 zodiac signs. But now we're back to the initiation of the first sign of the zodiac. So Aries is, oh yeah, the I am, fire. So there's a lot of fire, and fire burns and fire transforms, and sometimes there's horrific things that happen with fire, and sometimes fire is comfort and warming. So we have Venus and Mercury are already into the compassion, empathic sign energies of Pisces. That sparks, lights, our intuition. So it gives us a sense of inspiration with purpose, our spirit involved with purpose. And so the conjunction, just the conjunction, forget the sign for a minute, just how often does Saturn and Neptune join forces in the sky? Like every 36 years. So it hasn't done that since 1989. And then it was in Capricorn. That's when the Berlin Wall fell. And you can read all that stuff online. I'm not going to spend time with it. So this is the burning bush moment. This is that Exodus moment. This is that moment where on into the story of Moses, he will end up going back up to Mount Sinai, Mount Horeb, to have the 10 Commandments. But
what do you say
moment,
about
the burning bush?
A lot of astrologers online, though, Mary, saying that the Saturn and Neptune thing is like, is it going to end? Like, I saw one guy say that, oh, well, you want to chase your dreams or whatever, but Saturn's saying, I don't think so. You see all these like different things. Usually they're not very happy when it comes to Saturn, right? I think a lot of people give Saturn, although we know it is the rule maker and the rule setter and the walls for sure, but like I think it gets a bad rap. But I'm not asking you to fluff it up either. But what do you think about all that? I mean, have you seen that too? What people are saying about it?
To me, yeah, I see it, but sometimes I take that with a grain of sand because I think when you want to really learn your chart, you like Saturn, for example, you study what is the baseline, bottom line dynamics and energy teachings of Saturn, Chronos. Then you look at the sign that you have it in your birth chart and the element that it's in. And these are the areas of this lifetime, this incarnation, that the master teachers, and as well as your higher self, as you go through the lessons and graduations of life, Saturn is the lessons. And the graduation is the blessing of Saturn. So it's the teacher that's going to keep you on point and hold you to the course. But it's also going to be the first one that says you did it, here's your papers, you did it, I'm proud of you, now you graduate, don't give up, keep going. Yep, there's going to be tough moments. So it's the drill sergeant, it's the coach on the football team more than the cheerleaders or the audience. It's got to do with you're going to have losses and you're going to have wins, and you're going to figure out what it is in your community, in your tribe, that seems to be repeating a pattern of loss. Change that. You change that out there by working on you in here, one with spirit, one with your sacred, what's your spiritual anchor, what's your spiritual buoy, what is it that helps you be okay with yourself, private with yourself, when you get alone, what type of ritual of meditation or prayer, or is it out in nature? Can you just meditate and pray anywhere that you are? Can you learn to discipline yourself and learn? Saturn rewards dedicated effort. Saturn recognizes that you're not just trying to skip by quick and easy. Neptune is the inspiration. Neptune is clearing away the fog. Neptune is the lighthouse in the dense fog, so the ship can see the lighthouse and start to see the shore. That's why that lighthouse moves around with that real high luminous beam. So the ship can not only see the lighthouse, but be able to start to get a pattern of how not to, obviously it's not going to run into the lighthouse, but it's going to have to start paying attention because there could be shallow waters or land. So it's the light in the fog. So Neptune and Saturn coming together kind of soften each other, like Saturn gives Neptune's ability to help us clear our own fog of our past or our nemesis points of people, places, or things. Neptune gives us a stronger psychic knowing compass. It gives us that. And when it joins in Aries, it's just like, listen, the holy fire is a real thing. Like, it's a real thing. Like when you have that vision and you came out of that with an answer to a question, yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Sure. And you know what? It was dedicated just for you. You ask the question to the divine to help you see. I'm ready for the veils to come off my eyes. I'm ready to see with the divine sight. I bow to that. I acquiesce to that. I surrender to that. I give the holy forces power to course correct this in my life. I'm in compatibility with that. So that starts the Aquarian otherworldly manifestation, alchemy, and so again, the symbol of that is the message, the deeper message of the experience of the burning bush. So pause, Do you need to take a commercial break now, Joe, or let me do the,
No, we
the
still
quick meditative?
We still got 9 minutes
Okay.
before I'm going to
Okay.
have to do that.
Okay, good. Okay, thanks. 9. There's our 9. Okay, so take a moment right where you are. Put the spoon down, the potato chips down, just for a second, because I like it when
Put the
people have
joint
some nice
down.
food when they look at it.
Put the Cheetos
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Put the joint down. Put the Cheetos down. Just go ahead, put the mint down, whatever it is, and just close your eyes. And I just want you to take some soft belly breaths. Some soft belly breaths. That's what I want you to do. Now, I happen to have on these really softy, cool, keep your feet just warm enough, little slip-on softy house shoes type of thing. And so if you're wearing shoes, I would like you to at least touch your toes to the heel. And if you're not quite warm enough or comfortable enough to take your shoes off for a moment, oh, by the way, you can put them back on. I will. But in this moment of prayer, I'd like you, if you can, and it's comfortable, slip the shoes off. Like right now, I'm taking off my little softy house shoes, and I've got my bare feet on the carpet. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to bring to life for you this Aquarius Aries dynamic with the burning bush in Exodus 3, chapters 2-5, where God appears to Moses in a flame of fire from within a bush that burns, but it is not consumed. Located on the older term of that mountain, Mount Horeb, which is Mount Sinai, God calls to Moses from that bush, declaring the ground is holy and revealing himself as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So Exodus 3:2, and the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire, from the midst of a bush. It's an acacia bush. So Moses looks, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. Then you jump to chapter 5 of Exodus 3. Then he says, do not draw near this place. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. So here's the mystical, magical, alchemical dance of those words. The passage brings up divine presence, divine fire. The bush, which is burning without being consumed, symbolizes Great Spirit, God's presence, which doesn't destroy but purifies. Sometimes we've got to be purified. Got to burn off some dross and some negativity, but purifies, thus sustains us. The bush talking or commissioning to us, aka Moses, God reveals a plan to deliver the Israelites from Egyptian bondage. That's kind of like where that story is in the Bible. The holy ground. The encounter involving take your sandals off, take your shoes off, Pisces. Pisces rules the feet. Take your shoes off, for you are standing on holy ground. So that has to do with the holiness of God and the need for reverence. And that's when the bush says, as they say, God reveals his name as I am who I am. So this is the I am that I am, all that is, almighty I am. You are my fire. You are to breathe me. I know you, Aquarius. I know this is real. I don't have to see it with my physical eyes, my third eye, my pineal, my light beam, my lighthouse from my third eye chakra, my crown chakra, the violet. And then you go into the third eye, those colors, you start looking at those colors and those frequencies, and you look at your numbers, and you look at all these cultural dynamic holidays that they celebrate that are happening. And tomorrow, February 18th, the last sign of the zodiacal new year, which for me happens when the sun goes into the first sign of Aries at spring equinox. So tomorrow, when we go into Pisces, the 12th sign, the 12 months, the 12 disciples, the 12 rays, we go into Pisces. And after that is the start for me as a mystic of the real new year. When I get to spring equinox, that's my new year. I watch Mother Nature coming alive. I watch the birds and the eggs and the this and the that. So we're now starting Pisces. So all of us, no matter what signs and moons and suns we have, all of us are now in the baptism of water as we go to Pisces tomorrow. So this is about take and drink. Your soul need not be thirsty. I will nourish you. Take and drink. Do this in honor of me. So this is the Holy Communion cup. This is when you're in an Orthodox church and they're giving you the wafer and the priest or whomever is giving you that you drink. Some churches it's grape juice, other churches it's actual wine. But when you do the symbolic, and it's a ritual of take and drink, this is my blood, the blood of the risen Christ. Take and eat, this is of my body. So this has to do with the body of the Christos, of the light, of the divine light. So we're in a communion cycle starting tomorrow because we are all going through the end of the zodiac year of, okay, the last 12 months, I'm in the last month, the 12th month of my last year, and all this epic Aries and Aquarius stuff is saying to me, behold, I make all things new. Rise up. You are one with the Almighty I Am. That's what's being said to us. Now for you and you and you and I, it's going to come about in different ways, and I'd like to suggest that you remain open to how blessed you can be with what you may not see with your physical eyes right now, the people that see you, the people that get you, the people that support you out of the blue. They want to tithe and share and spread some of their life force fire because of how you or that inspired them and how that product, whatever it is that you ate or bought or wore or inherited, became an important medicine way piece or a talisman or your good luck, luck of the Irish, or whatever it is. But its presence spoke to you. Like that thing from your mother, what your mother always crocheted, what your grandmother always taught you about Mother Nature. Those are symbolic medicine pouches. And I'll finish this whole concept with this. We are in a medicine circle right now. We are on a medicine path. And all that you've learned that blesses and sustains and inspires you is going to be leveled up. And all that has served its purpose and all that has dedicated enough of its time, its presence, that relationship, that partnership, there are meant to be shifts and changes. Some of it might at first be like, who are you talking to? Is this who I've been involved with? What's going on? We need to talk. I mean, this is the time. The balance to Aries is Libra. Venus is in soft Pisces, Mercury. Mars is still in Aquarius. So right now, when something's big in a sign, you learn by its polarity. What Aries has to do with the hawk and the Lord of War, if you will. I choose your battles. I choose my battles carefully. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I don't know. So it's all that. So the minus sides of this Aries is that we've got to stop criticism. We've got to stop sarcasm. We've got to stop being ignorant to the power of words. In Job, it talks about the most unruly member of the body is the tongue. So this has Aries, the face, the senses. So the opposite of Aries is Libra. Libra is the dove of peace. So first ask yourself, because Aries is all about I am, what would bring peace into me, and how can I be at peace with that, and am I at peace with just this kind of work, or just that lack of money, or just that, need to have societal acceptance or other people approve me and think I'm cool, or I fit in. No, it's time for the cool, or the people that want to make a difference. Aquarius, the rebels, the social iconic times in history where there's the hippies and the people that crusade and the people that unify in order to, I remember the one Chinese guy, I think it was in the 80s, that stood in front of all the tanks in Tiananmen Square in China, just stood there. Or when Gandhi sat down, when he sat down, he didn't fight, he sat down. So Gandhi is that Libra energy. It's Paramahansa Yogananda. It's how you move with the peace that you so know that you need. And if our life is temporary, what can I do to bring peace of purpose, peace of mind? When I walk into the room, I don't need all the attention. I don't need to be verified by external forces. I've come into this room by divine design, and I will deposit light because it's a win-win and good for everyone. So when I don't need to know the details of what's not aligned or peaceful in someone's life, if I go out for the day, and whether I'm going to the grocery store or the post office or whatever it is, I do with my holy guides, if I'm going to go into the present of these different dimensions and realms and places. When I walk into that place, let the light go before me, be upon me, and be shared with thee. Period. I am so enthused and empowered by working with these principles. Don't talk about it to people. First time I'm talking about it tonight, actually, on the show with Joe and you, is that let's amplify our energy, but you must set your intention first so the dark forces can't even come to the door to tempt you or want you to shame or blame yourself or snark at other people. No, you're walking, you're testing. You become the Ace of Wands. You become the sword of truth and the embers, the burning bush. So pick whatever metaphor you want to work with. I love that burning bush stuff. And so it has a lot to do with the I am that I am. So practice that, because Aquarius is as mystical as you want it to be, as revelatory as you can handle it to be. You want to see some visions and some guides and some burning bushes and UFOs and angels and all that. Set your intention first, because here it goes. We are in a multi-dimensional dance right now. None of us have lived through this before in this incarnation. That's how big it is. That's how big it is. And people will be talking about this time right here now, especially into mid-April, for a long time. So we are honored to have incarnated, to have been born at this time, to be hearing these words, to be forming our communities and setting our intentions. Even if Joe said earlier, if you're alone in that, if you commit to be an antenna of light, yeah, buddy, expect some things in your life to change. It's going to be for the much better, but you might have to say, hasta la vista, baby, to some of the other things that you were just the hamster in the wheel doing because it was all about survival, or you needed love at that moment, or how come nobody wants to pet me or comb my hair? Yeah, la, 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 la. Take a bath, calm down, go forward, and manifest. Manifest. Well, that just go ahead and manifest what it is you want to manifest. But for God's sakes, become aware of the fact. At least listen to a lot of the seasoned professional astrologers and mystics that are saying, "Take off your shoes, baby. Take a deep breath. This is holy ground." We are living in a protective, almighty I am shield. This is holy ground. I'm barefoot. I'm walking it. I'm fine with it. I'll carry some essential oils and put it on my feet too, because I'm walking on holy ground. So we're accepting it, the divine, to come in through our breath, through our skin, in the atmosphere, in our dreams. This is about, can you handle it? Because we're going to give you all that you can handle when it comes to visions and mystical and supernatural healings on top of other medical procedures that you're having. This isn't the fake preachers. This isn't the fake healers. This isn't the fake gurus or shamans. This is like whatever it is that the real ones learned about the hard way, the right way, and accepted it, and other people wanted to copy it and do the fast way and become the fake prophets and the fake wizards and the con artists and all that kind of stuff. It's intent, my love. It's intent. When you set your intention that you will allow the divine to use you as that antenna, as that satellite dish, and as you give sincerely, and I'm not talking about just money or things, as you give through your eyes, the light of your soul, the fire, that I'm okay with this being holy ground. I'm protected. I can project prosperity. I can receive prosperity. I'm okay with the orbit of respecting the fact that I'm one with the I am. Therefore, it becomes holy ground. Yeah, I'll walk barefoot because I'm protected. Yeah, I'm shielded.
It's funny you say that too, because in the Old Testament, I like the analogies of the Bible, because in the Old Testament, he is to say, I am that I am. And then when the master comes back in the New Testament, they say, well, you claim to be this and you claim to be that. And what does he say to them? Whom do you say that I am? And they say, well, are you he that, is supposed to return? And he says, I am. And you know what they say? Do you know what the dark forces will say to you? Blasphemy, right? You can't say those things. You can't be that. But you can be anything you want to be. The moment you start letting anything outside of you tell you what you are, and that's what defines you. It takes away the most powerful thing God gave you above all nature is your choice. every moment. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. When you start going, am I this, am I that? They said I'm not this, they said I'm not that. I'm not enough. I'm not man enough, woman enough, fat enough, skinny enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough this. That's the only dark force that's against you. That's it. Everything opposite of that is your light. That's the way I look at it. The way I feel, that's what feels true in my soul. I am anything I want to be in any moment.
Exactly. What feels true, I love those words. That's what feels true to my soul. And that's called the knowing. And that's the Aquarius slice of the pie, if you will. It's like, good for you. You asked a question. You needed some kind of validation. You recognize that even as you ask, the I am was answering it because it was a sincere intention that you needed to level up by what is this? Why am I here? Why did they act that way? How much time am I supposed to even spend on them and this? I want the answers. I want the growth. I'd like to graduate from this. And no, not all my lessons in life have to be losses or painful. Yeah, I rebuke that. Yeah, I'll take my shoes off. Thank you.
Yeah, let it. Yeah, I like it. I love it, Mary. That to me is like the Aries and Aquarius. I am exactly what I am.
The A-team.
I call it the A-team.
Right. We've got the A-team, and we've got the L-team, Leo and Libra. And those are very compatible to each other. Now watch this. Here's what you don't hear a lot of astrologers saying. So the big emphasis, our big spotlights right now in our chart are what? Aries and Aquarius. Said enough in the first part of the show, you got it, the A-team, Aries and Aquarius. Oh, how interesting that their polarity, the opposite sign, is the L-team. Aries, polarity, opposite sign, the growth that they need, Libra. Aquarius, polarity, opposite sign, the growth that they can benefit from, Leo. So Leo benefits from the lessons of Aquarius. Libra benefits from the exuberant energies of Aries. And we have them both in all of us, in our star maps, in our treasure maps, in our star wheels, in our celestial natal charts, our Earth birth chart maps. So we all have, if you find, all you got to do is find where Aquarius is in your chart. We kind of call it a region or a house. Find the house more than the planets. That comes secondary. What house for you, what area of your 12-sliced wheel, star wheel, has Aquarius? When you find that, just for an example, Aquarius, let's say, is the first house, because you are an Aquarius, for example. So 6 months later, past Aquarius, is Leo. So that's the opposite sign. 6 signs away is Leo. So Aquarius right now is favored. We are in the last day of the Aquarius season of 2026. Tomorrow, we start the first day of the final season of Pisces for 2026. We are in rehab. We are in the hospital. We are receiving healing energy and research and answers. And whether we have a knowing of like, I'm not doing that, I don't like that, that's not, I'm not, don't push that on me. So that's our buck up that we're doing. There's the Aquarian. No, just because your medical school says to do that, just because you do it that way doesn't mean I have to do it that way. So we face what we've been running from, the escapism factor, the avoidant factor when we go into Pisces. Pisces wants to soften that and pet us and let us know it's okay to stop just running from that thing that hurt you. It's okay to stop hiding in order to not have to think about that or face that. Why don't we just not have to go back to the past and relive it all again? Why don't we just call it B5? And we know that whole chapter and all that crap that went on that was so painful, we'll just call it B5 or V8, and we're going to thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for divine fire. Thank you for that not needing to pester me, haunt me, or taunt me anymore. I release that to the next level of love's light. The fire, like I love the violet flame. The fire that transforms and transmutes, that's the violet flame, that transmutes, alchemizes, levels up, allows the blessing way to happen upon you. In the old Southern churches, Joe knows this song, in the old Southern churches, besides doxology, we always had to, there shall be showers of blessings.
Oh, goodness.
The women were all singing off key, and their country thing, glory from whatever it is, glory, blessings from above. So it's like you heard that, and it was the words because as a kid you would snicker at how the voices sounded. It was just funny. It was just funny. It was like a bunch of clowns and the way people's faces twisted. But the words stayed with me from 8 years old. The words, there shall be showers of blessings. So tomorrow we start the showers of blessings of how spirit, our angels, our higher self, crafting the best, better versions of ourselves. That dance, we've got 30 days. That dance starts tomorrow. So however it is that you want to alchemize or shed that snake skin and whatever kind of breed or color of horse that you would be, that's what we start to contemplate tonight. But the big win, this is the door opening, the golden key, but the big win, we get a midway look at mid-April, and we get the big showers of blessings in August of 2026. You heard it here. Write it down. Under this new moon thing, in your little journals or your prompts, try to remember what it is that felt right for you at this time, felt like it was a good thing to explore going forward, and piqued your interest. You had a vision, you had a message, you gave over here, you decided to have faith, you decided to let it go and surrender and get on your knees. Oh, yeah, because you're standing on holy ground. I declare through everything that is of the Almighty I Am, the fire of the divine heart and the divine sight upon us all at this time. We are one. We are the I Am that I am, as we allow the prosperity and the grace and the presence to align us, to recalibrate us, so that we indeed give and accept the glory and the grace, and that all of our needs will be met. Amen. Aho.
We gotta take a break, Mary.
Breathe in.
And then we'll come back. We'll go through the signs, and then we'll take your phone calls.
Yes, I'm excited about the calls.
I mean, you're welcome to call in, but the cool thing is you can sit in the queue and listen to the show, I guess, if you'd like to, but I'll let you know, and take full advantage if you want a direct message coming up from Mary to you. I would do that. Looks like 940-374-6435. Stay with us. That's coming up.
Fuel that know the way through the maze, aim to loosen the chains and lay the groundwork for a future age. See the soothsayer full gaze as a toupee, sipping Kool-Aid made by the prison guards. See the dreamer on a fool's crusade in a strange land trying to bend back prison bars. The vision rose when the well was full, driven to excel and grow, freed from a cell that was self-imposed. Placed a seed in the velvet rose, waited 9 months and watched the brainchild emerge from its hellish woes. I got a palace that my muse holds down, that's fit for a king with the fool's gold crown. Nestled in the shadow of a basilisk with 7 heads, where mass confusion's on the rise like leavened bread. From this vantage I can see a man in need, on his hands and knees, pleading with the tyrant that he can't appease. A serpent's coil round the roots of our family tree, and birds of paradise are perched on the canopy. Grant us amnesty to seed the dry earth and turn the wasteland into the Eden where we thrive first. All the signs say the end days are coming. Tears flood the valley, peeling back the layers of this onion.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by the Atlantic Ocean. An independent study confirms that more people traveling from North America to Europe fly over the Atlantic than any other ocean. To get to the Atlantic Ocean from North America, just keep driving east until you run out of land.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Somewhere between sleep and signal, Fringe FM is still transmitting.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Going to do these signs now. Mary's going to kick us off. And make sure you go to maryducina.com if you want to get a personal reading. I know a lot of you've done it, but I still know, even after all of this time, it's hard to believe you still haven't done it. But that's not really up to me. But I think you should. maryducina.com. And if you have any issues, you can always reach out to me, Mary, whatever you got to do. But at least get one. But now we're going to go through the signs like we always do every new moon. And then we'll take, depending on how much time, we will take some phone calls for sure. But depending on how much time we got left, we'll take, depends on how many we'll take, but I will take a few. Mary, are you ready for the signs? And by the way, do you want people to, a lot of people focus, well, I'm an Aries, I'm this, I'm a sun sign. When you do the signs, do you want them to focus on their sun signs, or would you like them to say, oh, well, do I need to look at my whole chart? I've had people ask me that, like, how do they need to really approach that?
The way that I've tested it for myself, like, it's got to work for me. That's just bottom line. Okay, I'm going to try it this way, then I'm going to try it that way. What I have found to be the nicest blend is when I'm going through the signs, really listen to your ascending rising sign. Then you blend that with the sign of your sun sign. And if you are a double Aries, if you're a double Leo, a double Aquarius, like your sun and your rising sign happen to be the same, that just means that you have a clearer, powerful, potent dynamic. Like you get to see the next city that you're going to, but like these transits have to do with now I'm driving on the interstate and I'm going into the next city. I'm going into that city of Aries, or I'm going to go over to the stay in Leo. So I personally have found it to be a better hit as far as the area of your life that's going to be spotlighted, and the lessons and the graduations need to be there. I see that as the rising sign. So someone might have a Cancer rising sign and be a Sagittarius sun sign. So you take those two and you blend it, but the rising sign would be really look at that first, because sometimes that's the parts of us that we really don't want to see, or it's not as easy to see as our sun sign, but when you blend them, it's like you won't miss much. You won't miss much.
All right.
So Aries, yeah, you're in the spotlight. You're the first fire sign. Saturn and Neptune are there, and April, it's like fireworks instead of July 4th. I mean, it's like it's Aries time. This April is Aries time. And so it's action, visibility. What are you envisioning? How's that action balancing that? So it's like, are you investing the right ways to do your creativity and your time? So the focus with this is that this particular new moon, this eclipse, which puts a little oomph, a lot of oomph, and it's not just a regular new moon. And so there's a lot of light, ring of fire, on the community, your tribe. You can expect major shifts in your actual social networking type of circles. It's an opportunity cycle for that. Aries, you're encouraged. The Aries energy is encouraged to build a comfortable community, creativity, connections, if you will, around your future aspirations over at least the next 6 months, because solar eclipses minimum pulse is 6 months. And so for Aries, it's about, let this Aquarian energy, let this 11th house bounce, help you to look at the group, the tribe, the network, whether it's tech or art, let it be something that you say, yeah, that's a good fit. So if you're Taurus, this is an energy that hits your 10th, that hits your purpose and public image and career and how you want to shift or change or lock that in, make that commitment depending on your age, of course. So Taurus, you're feeling that sudden call, like the bull hears the hay truck coming. Oh, here comes the ATV it's pulling my bale of hay. Here comes my sweet feed. So there's going to be a calling. There's going to be a light bulb over your head, so to speak, a vision, a dream to take on a different kind of unique. That's Aquarius. Innovative. That's Aquarius. A bit of an intellectual and psychological challenge. Yeah, that's Aquarius too. The challenge in general. Yeah, that's Aries. So the role of how you want to refine how you're seen by the world, who you show up to be, the talents that you express is the difference in coming out, going to beauty school, going to mani-pedi school, and you come out, or to be then all of a sudden you are an X-ray tech, you are the dermatologist, you are the massage therapist, So it's like all of a sudden it's like, dang, okay, so school was one thing, and now it's like literally hands-on. So Taurus is kind of reviewing that. Did you want to say something about it?
No, I'm just little.
Okay.
Interesting.
So Gemini, for you, this Aquarian light dance impacts like 9th house and travels. And, not all travel, not all journey is physical. So there are insightful dynamics that are happening of what you teach, how you learn, what really gripped your attention, the place that you've always, it doesn't have to be a bucket list. It's like, I want to go there. When it's cold where I live, I want to go and I want to feel the sun. I want to watch the palm trees sway. I want to see the moon with the sunset dancing on the water and watch the moonlight dance on the water. So for Gemini right now, it's an ideal time, whether you don't have to actually go in the next 2 weeks, but this eclipse is saying in the next 6 months, where would you really like to go? Whether it's a long weekend or you get to stay a whole week. Where, if all the challenges were taken away, where would you like to travel between now and August? Anytime, any month that you think would be best for that particular environment. So and I would say for most Geminis, do it in May, because the sign before Gemini is Taurus. So Gemini right now plan, if you can snag the better deal or the weather is more mild, then I would probably say pick the month of May to take your getaway, even if it eats into June or it's a little bit of April, to get that May point that this may be the best time. So for Gemini, it's whether it's your physical travels or expanding your mind, investing in some kind of higher education, that type of stimulus, it's really, really one of your best years, best cycles to take on that knowledge and realize, wow, it used to be that way. I remember a time in my life where there were no cell phones, there were no computers, or I can't imagine a world without, a chip or a cell phone or whatever. I love AI. I love TikTok. So there's that. It's dependent on age range and generation. If you're a Cancer, you are most affected by any lunar phase, whether it's a full moon or a new moon or a quarter moon. Out of all 12 signs, Cancer, aka originally called Moonchild, is very much affected by our fastest moving celestial satellite, the moon, because the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. So for Cancer, an eclipse is like a new moon times 10, and it's bouncing around in your 8th house, for those of you that are dipping your toes in astrological technicalities. And so it's about shared resources, emotionally, financially, those backdoor in my own private room, home intimacy moments and clarion calls. It challenges you, Cancer, to walk through a door of deeper connection, more vulnerable intimacy, while potentially having to navigate, Cancer the crab, having to navigate the potential cost of investments with others, intimately, emotionally. Am I putting my hopes and dreams and expectations on this other person? I haven't even given them words about that, but if I get intimate with them, surely they'll feel me, they'll know, and y'all know. So eclipses, the Aquarius, the unique, innovative part of Aquarius, Cancer, could be that if you've always kind of kept it in and then got your feelings hurt and licked your wounds over the fact that you thought they understood that part of you, do it a little differently, Cancer. As you're beginning to allow yourself to become intimate in any kind of way with a significant other, then say to them, this is the way I like to play. This is the way that I'll be more relaxed. And you'll know the right time. It's a knowing. The Aquarian knowing will be you'll know the right time to either do that in a comfortable, humorous. Now, before we get started here, before we let that fire get a little hot, let me just tell you that it's just adult play, or I'm looking for something more with someone. Whatever that is for you, it's different for everybody.
Be
just
honest, no matter how scary it is. It's worth it.
You're never going to win. You're never going to win
right.
if you're not honest. Thine own self be true, because you're hiding yourself from yourself. You're initiating some type of connection with someone. If you're not your real self and you don't let your hair down and you don't let them see what matters to you most, because another person that's interested in you, they want to know that because they want to please that. Anybody that really likes you never wants to say, now, how can I trigger them? How can I piss them off? How can I hurt? No.
Not anybody that really likes you, really cares about you, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if that starts to happen, first look at yourself and say, maybe I didn't make myself clear. That is not going to be happening up in here. And maybe I need to tell you my zodiac signs a little bit further so you go, oh, hell no. Okay, yeah, like a Medea moment. So if you're Leo, this is big. Aquarius is the polarity opposite sign to Leo. So the two signs most impacted, the two areas of our chart, as I stated earlier, most impacted, A-team, L-team, is the Aquarius region. And if you figure out where Aquarius, the house of Aquarius is in your chart, right across the way, exactly opposite of that is the Leos. They're connected. They're just 6 months apart. So for Leo, this lands in that partnership, teamwork, who I feel my safest with, who I feel I can laugh with, who I feel I can play with. There's a bit of that that's kind of unforeseen that needs to shift and change and recalibrate in your relationships. I feel a lot of Leos are going to be surprised that if they thought, well, after all that, I don't ever want to be married again. I don't ever want to just be with one person again. All that stuff we've all said at one time or another.
You're just protecting yourself. That's all you're doing.
Right. So that's right. So I do feel for Leos and Aquarians that but especially the unexpected. Expect the unexpected, Leo, as far as intimacy, dynamics. It's kind of like brings Cinderella to mind, like there's a lot of magic going on, coaches, the pumpkins turn into coaches and be home by midnight, that kind of a thing. And all of a sudden, the Pisces glass slipper comes and you find each other even out of disguise of the vision. So it's kind of like that for Leo. It's deep. It's deep for Leo. It's deepest for Aquarius and Leo. If you're Virgo, this is activating sixth house, work, health, best daily routines and schedules, best ways to, what do they call that, time manage. And so it's a time to recognize what Virgo's about, our habits that we choose that seem to accelerate our progress. So there's some habits that are not longer going to be as effective or sustainable. And so you need to embrace some different unique wellness practices. Like it's not just how you always did it. You might keep the best of mama or grandmas or papas or, the elders in your families, that aunt and uncle that taught you these natural things to do, or this is what you use iodine for. This is how you get rid of fleas. You might incorporate that stuff that always worked, how to pull a tick out in summer. And then there's some new stuff that's coming on, like light therapy and music and sound therapy. And I'm excited if the med bed thing is true. That's real Aquarian. So for Virgo right now, whether you like it or not, there's some things that you need to acknowledge that you could do better, not over worrying, not overthinking it, not over analyzing it. And mentally, Virgos have a hard time letting it go. They can deal with it emotionally. Yeah, so can Aquarius. But it's that getting it out of my head, that constant voice in my head. If you're Libra, quite a compatible eclipse dance, and that Aries stuff. Hey, that's just bringing in, the dance of romance and the fun of taking a chance. So it's an interesting time for Libra. I feel like that Libra can look back to both 1996 and 9 years ago, because we had a different little bounce of eclipse points. So I feel like for Libra, it's pleasure. Yeah, it's the pleasure principle. You get to be the lucky sign. Aquarius gets along with you too. The Aries Libra thing and the Aquarius thing, it's fun. You can learn while having fun. So there's going to be a shift, Libra, in what genuinely brings you joy. I believe you're going to be seeking more alone time, quiet time, togetherness, rather than I need to dance, I need to party, I need to drink, I need to pill. I think it's going to be more about letting the compatibility bloom. And I feel like for Libra, that's what's really going to bring them joy. They can finally relax instead of working at it all the time. And it'll lead you, Libra, to express the power of authenticity boldly. If you're Scorpio, this is in your home base, your shack, your trailer, your apartment, your tent, your camp, the responsibility of the house, and all those
camper.
Emotional, camper, all those emotional foundations that you can expect. So it's like if you're a pilot, the airport and those jets become your temporary home type of a thing. So there's different ways that we're moving our energy around. And for Scorpio, it's like, do I feel like I belong here? Should I still live in this city, in this neighborhood? Do I need this big of a house? So there's a lot of things that are shifting for Scorpio, a certain family leaving to go off to school or off to partnership or just moving across the country. There's going to be a lot of that news around you, Scorpio, but life, a tree's roots, where you feel like you really belong and living your best life kind of a thing, isn't always financially defined, rarely financially defined. That's often a magnificent distraction. So for Scorpio, it's about the Wizard of Oz famous line, there's no place like home. So how's that feeling lately? Sagittarius, Aries is favorable. Aquarius is stimulating. Your communication, mindset, new ideas are springing forward, literally, as spring arrives. We've got this Jupiter in Cancer and Venus in Pisces trine that's happening. The Sun will be doing that with Jupiter as well. That amps up in about a week. And then again, in 2 weeks, we've got a Mercury retrograde in Pisces at the end of February, but that will soften because of Jupiter favoring that in the moon sign of Cancer. So for the mutable signs of Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, this whole mindset, different ways of thinking, different ways of analyzing, taking the best of the past and marching forward into the future. And some of that Aquarius will be unconventional. It's going to be very helpful. Capricorn, the Aries part stimulates you more than the Aquarius factor, Capricorn. This is affecting priority values, what you value, some actual financial configurations, contractual things. You can expect to see a spotlight on significant changes to contracts, negotiations, sign of a dotted line or not. And your value system there's going to be some unusual and I think provocative financial opportunities. I like it. It's just like, ooh, sometimes the deal that's too good to be true. And then there's one that comes along, right time, right place. I'm in. Take your shoes off. You're standing on holy ground. Aquarius, again, happy birthday. This is an incredibly personal reset of your identity. Get ready for the fire of light and enlightenment for the next 2.5 years. Because of the eclipses bouncing in Aquarius and Leo, they've not been there for 19 years. So you'll subtract 19 from 2026 Aquarius or Leo if you're listening. And so those time frames, 19 years ago, is the last time the eclipses were bouncing with the North Node in Aquarius. So that's a good reference for you. Do the damn math. So it's a reference point. So because this eclipse is in your sign, you become the main character in the theater of life. Who's the actors? Who's the director? What's being written? Is it a script that you can abide by comfortably? So it's like you want to be seen through a total personal rebrand, like you gain weight, you lose weight, you exercise more, you go walking, you need to rest because of an injury to get over that. One way or another, your physical body is involved in the dance of chance. And finally, Pisces, happy birthday, starting to you February 18th forward, Pisceans, you February Pisces, and as March comes in, thank you for the March part of Pisces. Happy birthday to you too. So Pisces, this is an activation. Venus is in your sign, and that alone, Mercury and Venus in your sign, are helping you not need to be so theatrical or dramatic or overly stimulated emotionally in everything you're trying to express or figure out, like calm the hell down. And so you can be invited to address, be a speaker, be a teacher, be a participant, be a team leader, team player in some formally unacknowledged issues or fears. So that healing dynamic, that emotional healing, psychological type of therapy or therapist that could help you. So Pisces, you're allowing you and the many dimensions of you, some terrifying, some sensual, to let go of the old story, the old narratives before you are on to your next move. And that is what's important for Pisces right now, is that Pisces don't need to get out of their head. They need to get out of their fears. Where a Virgo or a Gemini needs to get out of their head more. And Aquarius, let me tell you the cool thing about Aquarius before we go to calls. Aquarius in our chart allows us to objectively detach. Like, I don't have to be invested or addicted to the outcome of this. I just need to be true to myself. I need to express my truth, and I need to also be willing to deeply listen to another's expression of truth and deeply listen to what's important to them. But Aquarius gives us the ability to disengage from our own story, our own projections psychologically. Aquarius lets us really be in the moment, like we're hearing it for the first time. It's one space being to another, off-planet being, like, I really got to listen to this because I don't know their language and I want to make sure I'm getting it right. It's the need to really pay attention so that you remove the tensions in your life when we don't pay attention. So when we pay attention, we're investing the currency of our energy, and it's either going to end up a debit or a credit. If we don't deeply listen, then it could be seen as a lack of respect, or lack of attention, or lack of caring. So some people value you giving a damn enough to really listen to where they're at, even if you see them in a much brighter light, or you see them not needing to have that holdback in their life anymore. So sometimes just deeply listening helps another person vent it. And then also saying to them, like a year ago, you said the same thing. So can we take the next step? How can I support you to let go of being addicted or stuck at that point of the stories? Because all stories move forward. They have a beginning and a middle and an ending. So I think that Aquarius is telling us this is that commitment to the journey. I promise you it's going to be surprising. I promise you it's going to be breathtaking. I promise you you'll be forever changed because of the unique experiences that you're about to see and sense and smell and breathe. And, oh yeah, the divine fire of you finding your holy ground, your holy grail, your sacred waters, your this is it, this is, this is, I hear it, I see it, my energy currency is now wealthier because of my ability to allow the supernatural, the divine spiritual to align me. Thank you, Great Spirit. Almighty I am, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of all hosts. I allow it to be the director of this walk. Like the monks that recently walked through all the cities with the dog. That's an Aquarian Aries. I'm committed to the fire of taking the experience, starting the beginning steps, continuing the walk, Saturn and Aries, until I accomplish it. So like Gandhi sat down and these monks decided to walk across the country with the pledge of peace. So believe me, they got seen. They didn't command attention. They didn't ask for anything. But by the end of that thing, when you watch that progress, it was more than flowers. Yeah, it was more than flowers. It was people weeping. It was a vet that stepped forward and healed an injury that the dog had, which, by the way, that dog was once a stray. Yeah. Take your shoes off. It's holy ground.
All right. The phone number is there right on the screen. I will shout it out too, but it's flashing in big purple lights. 940-374-6435. First caller, 479 area code. You're on the air with Mary Ducina. Who we speaking with?
It's Jessica, your Gemini from Arkansas. Hey guys.
Arkansas. I love it.
Yeah.
How
Gemini.
are you?
Well, you're in a very good time. In a very good time. It's going to be a little overstimulating. You might go, hey, but you might go, can I go back under the covers? Can I go back under the covers for a couple of more hours? I promise I'll look at it later. Maybe not. So it's like pop goes the weasel. It's like the flash of light, and the moment that you get up on the skis and you actually zoom across that water before you lose your swimsuit or go down and fall, it's just like, oh my God, or you surf for the first time. It's like that. That's what I feel like you're going through. It's like waters have changed.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of change since I've last talked to you guys. So that does not surprise me in the least right now.
Ooh.
Give Joe and I, Joe and I love this. Give us a little update on when you had called, however long it was before, on what was your main question or hope then versus where you are now. Like you had said, you'd called in before since the last reading. So give us a little story about that.
So the first time I actually called you guys, I snuck in, and you pulled the Cinderella card, and and it wasn't recorded. I snuck in. I was literally your last call, and you guys were like, we're not even on air, but we'll do it. And that was really the snowball that started the avalanche. And you guys were blessings from the get-go. I won't lie. It helps me open my eyes to everything that I needed to do for me and my girls. I left my abusive ex.
That's what I like to hear. Good.
And the girls are just growing and thriving. I moved in with one of my old classmates, and that just really helped the healing journey. And now, honestly, I'm back at one of my old jobs where I've known my boss
happier
for almost 2 decades. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm at home.
She's happier, Mary.
Like that whole just wanting to be home. It's there finally. And honestly, y'all helped that process so much.
Yeah, man. You don't. It's that boundary. Sometimes, man, these things feel like prisons, and we make them into prison so much, and it's easy. We all do it, but man, once you cross that threshold, you're like, it's almost like exhale, and it's like, what? Well, you're just like coming back to yourself. We all go through.
So y'all are blessings, and I want to just tell you guys thank you. Thank you for everything that you guys do on this front, honestly.
Oh.
That's so rich. That your whole testimony,
welcome.
Your whole statement, the energy dance of that for Joe and I and people listening, and that the way we do this pro bono and give our time and stay up late and all of that, you get it. You got it. You got to see the knowing of our dedication and our intent as a family, as a fringe family, as a Lighting the Void family, as a concert of caring, and for you to cycle back and to get through tonight willingly and to take your time for your call to actually give that testimony and that witnessing about, yeah, it was tough, it was rough, and you know what? Whomever or whatever was a part of the light on my path of coming out of the darkness, I'm going to acknowledge it. That is wealthy to me. That is the health and the wealth of this lifetime, when we can help each other and recognize, even if we're looking back, 2020 hindsight, even to look back and not let that incredible thing, like sometimes we want something, and we don't pause when we finally get something and we finally got through something to let that bloom. Like, damn, that was big. This is better. Yeah. So good for you. Good for you. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank
Way
you,
to go.
Almighty I Am.
Way to be strong. Way to do the work. Way to love yourself. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys so very much.
Good job. I love it. That's a glory. That's a glory.
It is. Glory fields.
Yeah.
Grains of grace. Grains of grace. May you be blessed. I just want to tell you that your tears are a baptism by water, because you went through the fire that can burn and you did not get consumed. And so your tears now are that water baptism of allowing you, like embryonic when we're in the womb. It's an embryonic, it's a new life, it's a new way. You see a new life force emerging because you became the supreme, unselfish protector of your children.
Mm-hmm.
So you broke generational curses there.
Oh,
you broke it.
Yeah.
So
Good
you
mama.
went through
Sweet
you
mama.
went through a big battlefield, and the darkness did not win. And the testimony is you and those girls, and you being able to love them, to set boundaries, to be strict with them, to let them know it can happen in their life and in dynamic relationships without anything abusive.
You said it. You did so many things at once, not just for you, but for them. She's right. You set a generational precedence. You know that?
Yes.
You set a generational precedence for your whole family.
Oh my God, Joe, let that bloom. That's a book. You set a generational precedence. Glory. Take your shoes off.
Thank you, guys.
We love
you. Thank you so much. Thank you
God
so much.
bless you guys.
Yeah, you better call us back.
I will, definitely.
All right. Take care now.
Have a great night, guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Already. Thank you.
That's how you, that's the I am right there. I am, no matter how scary it is, you be who you are to the core. And that's what you get. You get rewarded.
Changes you forever.
You get rewarded.
Changes you
it.
forever.
It's
not only
scary.
get rewarded, you become the treasure.
Yeah. And let's see, line 2. If you can hear us in the call queue on the phone, that means you're in. Don't hang up. You're there. 616 area code. You're on the air with Mary Ducina. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, Joe. This is Zach. And hi, Mary.
What's up?
Hi.
You guys. I kind of lost touch for a few months as you moved around a bit with the show being and your site being different.
Yeah. Man, everything's fringe.fm now, man. I'm sorry. I'm a scatterbrained Aries. I can tell you that.
I'm just kind of letting you know what's up. But I just was one of the last shows I caught was when Mary spoke about Libra. If you don't do the work, you're going to be dragged kicking and screaming. And
that's right.
Kind of been experiencing that and just looking for some help, some direction.
What you got, Mary?
How nicely worded. Here's the thing. Being Libra, you're now you've seen what can kind of drag your heels. You've seen what can be like a hard plow to pull, like literally pulling the wagon yourself or trying to find the mule to do it for you, toe the field. I like to work on a lot of times in the weed and feed in the garden analogy because we're living in the garden of earth. And so now the Aquarius eclipse mostly favors Libra, and Gemini. Mostly favors of all the air signs. And you say, well, it's an Aquarius, so it should favor Aquarius. And it's intense for Aquarius. It favors Libra and Gemini. So, and now this alignment of Neptune and Saturn in Aries, your sign, your opposite sign of polarity, what's happening now is because they're aligning in Aries, there will be very dynamic partnerships and link-ups and people that move, innovative, moving to plow forward. The seeds are going in the ground. It's going to grow. This year it's going to grow. So I feel like that psychically, I feel like the hard stuff is over. The new dirt blended in. It's now very fertile ground. And I feel like that the innovative aspect of it for you with the Libra stuff, that you had to do the work, don't need to be kicking and screaming, just keep staying to the cause. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a good job of staying steadfast on a path of my better, best version of self. Congratulate yourself. Congratulations for your dedication. Don't let that pass you by too quickly. Congratulations on your decision to say it, do it, keep on at doing the right thing. Because it clears our past. It clears whether it's past lifetimes or our temptations or when we fell off the path or we got addicted or we got angry, what got destructive, but we got back on course saying, ooh, I don't need that part of me. That was rough. That's not necessary. I found an easier way. It feels lighter. I like it. It always starts with the intention. If the intention is greed, it'll look like you get a big win, but you fall hard. If the intention is dishonesty or betrayal, you might initially get that touch, get that prize, get that job, get more money, but you will lose the connections that mattered the most. You won't see them, and you'll lose them forever until we do that real self-improvement. So I see more like the alchemist. I see like the elements being brought all together on the table, like in the magician card. That's right. I see that you have examined the swords, the will. You have dealt with the waters of emotions, the cups. You have dealt with the mind, with the swords, the spades, the swords, the sorrows, the frustrations, the resentments that get embedded, and then the wands to let it go. The air, the mind, the fire of desire of like, that was then. Why do I keep reliving then? That was then. This is now. I need to focus on the gift of the present every day. I'm opening up a new gift, a new box. Yeah, you're there.
You're pretty. I'm pretty sure I know who this caller is. So you're pretty familiar with the Hermetic process, right? The alchemical process.
A little bit, yeah.
So in the old wisdom, it was the moon, and it's in the story is in the tarot cards too. It's the moon, the sun, and the stars. The baptisms happen in the story, but it's the moon, the sun, and the stars. There's a reason why the Pythagoras and all of them wanted you to start out with the main like elements, and the elements it's the same thing you do when you feed a plant: water, light, earth. It's the same thing that you do to yourself, and it never goes away, right? Like there's no way to surpass it or trick it, or I just want to mess with planets or do sigils or just manifest something so I can just get rid of this shit. That's what you're being called to do, at least what I feel, is like balance those elements out. And it's just like a battery. When it's at its true power and light is when it's most even. When the chemicals inside the battery are most even, it's at its most powerful. Just like when a plant has the perfect amount of water, light, earth, fire, the sun, right? It's at its most fruitful. It's a struggle sometimes to keep coming back, but that's why it's a garden. You got to keep nurturing it. And I would even say a good ritual to do sometimes is to pretend that you're a plant. Take some water outside with you, take a little earth, meditate, and just dump it around you and realize what it really takes to love yourself. It's not an easy journey, but it gets easier. Just like when you try to germinate a seed, it's not easy to get that little sucker to come up, but once it does, and then you get that balance in, then it gets easier. And then the plant grows, and then it becomes fruitful. And everything has a season. Don't forget that too, I hope that helps you, man.
Oh, I really appreciate you guys, man. Totally. I love listening all the time, I seem to I seem to read into it maybe too much, but I can't seem to I suppose make the right choice with your direction at times.
Well, what is the direction is always, if you get lost, man, you remember Mary was talking about Leo, the direction's always in your heart. You may look around and things might not align with your heart. People, places, things.
Mary,
but
with how you referred to, to go back to 2011, 2012, and last month when you were saying, and I had attempted a couple of particular things, and still I was unsure of, maybe what you meant by that in a way, energetically, because the choice didn't seem right.
Did it motivate and move you? Sometimes choices I've made, this is me, sometimes choices I've made showed me more about what I didn't want, but then further helped me see what I would do, what I do want. Like sometimes I came in at ass backwards. It's like I had to finally feel the pushback. I don't want to do this. What's this about? But it's still, as I looked back, it still ended up being a really important, 2012 was a very significant year for me. I look back at the things that were fractures and breakings, and yet I look back at that going, man, it was a hard-ass lesson, both physical pain and everything, but boy, did it become a valuable reference point in my life. And from that point forward, that 2012 point forward, it was like what I would be committed to, how I would discipline myself, what I would tolerate no longer in any kind of interaction with another human in my life, that kind of a thing. It helped me set boundaries to be truer to myself. And that's just my story, but I feel like that somehow this equation of what you stood up and you took a chance, you danced with chance, and it wasn't everything the way you feel it will be when it's right. But I feel like that's why I had people go back to that time, because here's the cycle that's the next level up. Here's part 2.
Yeah, dude, I remember that year. Sure.
Oh, you're very right, though, because that's exactly what happened. And I experienced that again. Yeah, it reoccurred. Indeed.
Sometimes a really good reading is when you get confirmation that you didn't say it, they didn't know it, and that what words get spoken over you in answer to the dynamic and the conversation and question that we're having is that you go, yeah, I remember it. I felt it. Yeah. It's like for some, quote, strange voice to be telling you, well, what I see is and what I feel is, and of course you are the director and you and the divine, and you say, that was, 2012, 2011, yeah, boy, buddy, that was a big change. Yeah, that was intense. So it's like now we're in a
here's
very...
the thing, though. Mary, when is following your heart ever the wrong choice?
If it's truly your heart, never. Following my heart doesn't guarantee me, though, that everything or every person I'm encountering is going to be following their heart. So that's why you need holy discernment to test the spirit of things.
Right. It's tough. Sure. Ain't easy, man.
Intense. So did we help, Libra? Have we helped you?
Oh, thank you guys so much. Of course you helped, and it's a blessing to be able to talk to you guys. I didn't even really think I was going to get through, but and then I beeped through. So that was cool, because it's cool to talk to Joe and then hear from you as well, Mary. Yeah, I love you.
Please call us back.
We love you too.
Thank
man.
you. Oh, back to you.
We love you too.
Please
brother.
call us back in April. Because that's, try to kind of set an intention to call us back in the month of April, because that's when all this Aries lineup is going to happen. It should be some kind of really nice, the ship sets sail, it's a great culmination point, and it's just like, yeah, buddy, I found my wheelhouse. Yeah, buddy. I'm liking from now till then. There's a lot of favorable planets for you coming toward that to bring the other connection, the external manifest. You know, when you're Libra, the external manifest is Aries. So, you know, you're like right now, you're a magnet. Think about, you're not the electricity, you know, you're not the plug going into the wall, you're a magnet. So just use your holy discernment on what you're drawing to you. If you just kind of use that metaphor, I'm a magnet, I just need to fix my intention on what I might be pulling toward me. Yeah.
And then listen, if you ever think, well, where'd you guys go or whatever, you can reach out to me. I can tell you for sure. There's not a lot of things I can tell you for sure, but for sure, until I'm not breathing, whenever that day may come way in down in the future, wherever that day is, well, hell, I don't even know about then. I'll always be broadcasting. I may take breaks, but I will always be here, and I'll always be broadcasting. Like, that's where my heart is. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to speak for Mary, but I'm pretty sure she's pretty stuck to the calling too, you know, so.
Absolutely. Yeah, media, metaphysical, media, mystical media, the airwaves, the ethers. It's free for people to listen to. They have a choice to tithe or bless or not, but it's still free and it's out there. Joe and I show up and invest our time and other things to do it for free because it's love frequency going. We are tithing and we are taking our time to tithe so that it can be the soft moment in the night where there could have been the darkness of despair. That's you know, some things can't be measured in just money, in earthly currency. I know that I'm well paid, and I know that I'm well blessed by being able to listen to how we can do energy exchange and yeah.
Yeah, and you're not alone, man. Like, I spend so much time alone. It would be, I could write a book on it, but I know because you're out there, dude, that I'm not. Does that make sense to you? I hope that makes sense to you.
For sure, Joe. Yeah.
All right, because you're not, you know. All this stuff is an illusion anyways. It just seems like you're alone, but you're not. Hope you understand that. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope you guys have a great night, and thanks again. And I really appreciate you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Take care.
Call us back for sure.
I'll make sure and try back.
All right. Good deal, man. You have a good night.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
See you guys.
See you. Dude, I felt that, man. I don't know what it is about that call, but my throat was just like tightened up the whole time, you know.
Nice.
I got two more callers, so if you can hear me, you're coming on. Trust me. We just got two more. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mary.
No, I was just going to say, to me, that's the manifestation of the magic of the power of intention and light and love. And even if there's darkness or demonic attempts to beguile and bewitch you, whatever you might define that to be, or like a hard row ahead to get through, just simply call upon the holy light, the sacred light, the divine alignment. Just allow yourself to be the satellite dish, receive it, transmit it, try it. It's free. You can do it with your intention, with your willpower.
Gotcha. All right, so 540, you're on with Mary, and then 814 will be our last call for the night. 540, you're on with
Hey, Mary and Joe. This is MJ in Virginia.
What's up, MJ?
Blessings.
I had something happen today. Well, I've got to tell you about Friday the 13th, but I had to go back to Walmart to return a computer. It stopped running, and it's brand new. And what I found interesting was, because you guys talk about your sunshine is my sun sign is Aquarius, and my rising sign is Leo. And I'm starting to feel like I listened to both readings on them with like Nicole and you guys, and I started realizing that the Aquarian is starting to coordinate with the Leo. And that's what it really feels like to me. It's like it starts to kind of dial around in its spot. Well, I got into Walmart today, and I literally felt like the Aquarian's going, "Hey, Leo, what do you want to do? Let's say this to him." Back and forth in my head, but it was like Aquarian, Leo. And then they weren't going to give me the refund on the computer. Oh, you got to call a number. I called the number, and they were like back and forth. And I was listening to every little thing, and I was just it was just flying out. It was just, there. And I got home, and I got the refund immediately. They were going to wait like 2 weeks.
Validation.
So you went to school. You went to school.
It was just like you could feel it, though. I've had all these little subtle coincidences happening, and they're really cool. I had one that wasn't so subtle, and I'm not happy with. I was out most of the night looking for my cat. I found her, and there was a dog outside. She didn't want to come down. Finally, he left. She came in. We went to bed. 8:41 in the morning, Friday the 13th, I was awakened by a loud pounding on my back door. Very loud. It startled me. I just jumped up like, what is going on? I'm thinking the police are out there. What is going on? So, I'm putting the robe on. I'm trying to get, wake up and, pay attention. And I went to the back door. It's metal because it sounded like a metal door. And I really was inhibited about opening it. I just kind of opened it and started pushing real super slow, like, what is going on? Got outside. There was calmer. It was calm. Neighbors, no neighbors. No, it was just calm.
That's the knock.
Maybe it was the front door. So I went, oh, the knock was loud.
I've had the same thing happen, man. The knock. What is that?
Well, anyways, I got to the front door, a little inhibited, open it, nothing's out there. I shut the door, and I kind of like, I'm awake now, so and then I started getting irritated because I don't like being waking up like that. So anyway, through the day, I'm going through the day, and I'm noticing that my house inside is just energy. It's just it's like, I can't even relax. So all this is going on, and I have my board. I have my own spirit board I built. And I got on and I said, who was knocking on the door like that? It was like threatening loud, wake up. And he said, friend, spelled out friend. I said, who's friend? What friend? Spirit. I say, is it dimensional spirit, a human spirit? Spirit. Okay, it's just spirit. All right. Why were they knocking? And it said they wanted to warn you. I said, warn me about what? And it spells out they're coming. And I've had this before. They're coming. And as soon as it flashes into my head, hibernization program, aliens, abductions, all this starts flying. It's like, oh, God, here we go.
Okay.
And what I got out of it, you can correct me, Mary, if you're wrong, because I hope I am wrong. But what it was, there's another group coming in, and it's like you didn't read the last page of your contract.
Jesus, I hope you're wrong, too. This
started feeling like I didn't read the last page. There's another, and these are open up ended. You're going to see it. You're a big boy now. Grow up, and this is what we're going to be doing. And they're not, and it's just experiments. There's nothing about it, just experiments. So, tell me I'm wrong. Really,
what I get about that, I don't get the traditional viable abduction experiments. Ultimately, but yet there's a fear factor involved. What I get is that the higher self army, the higher self agents are coming. And no longer is it going to be whatever got your attention before, whatever registered before. You've got a really good logical side. Your Aquarian serves you very well in that way. But I feel like they're coming even though you've heard that before. The knock is not only an awakening, but I can't tell you where it is in the Bible, but there's in my old Mama's antique Bible, there's a picture of Jesus knocking on an arched wooden door. The artistic part of it is so pretty and so peaceful. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Let he who would hear my voice allow me to enter in, and I will sup with him, and he will sup with me. The knocking, I feel, is an almighty voice of some kind.
I feel there's a fear there that's. Your subconscious can be the demon that haunts all of your spirit. That's where the door to the spirit is your subconscious. So dark forces will play with you there too. When I say dark forces, I don't mean some demon coming to get you, but that's what we call them. And, that whole fear of us just being an experiment, and that's all there is to life, is we're some alien experiment, has been deeply embedded into lots of us through messages that aren't necessarily fulfilled with any kind of fact.
I had the experience of it, so.
Yeah, I hear you. And there's a lot of people that have.
I knew nothing about aliens, because this started when I was 6 and I saw a gray in my bedroom. So,
it's true. A lot of people have had that dynamic, and they're absolutely. I get the fear. I get the I don't know how I invited it, but I'd certainly like to uninvite it. So I will say that for me, because we're limited on time, I will be on a prayer list. I will be on a dynamic of rebuking anything. And what I learned when I went to all my MUFON meetings in Florida, because I had friends that were directors of MUFON, so I met all the people, Linda Moulton Howe, John Mack, all the people, John Wick, all these people. I met these people in the 90s. And what the one guy talked about that would rebuke anything, including off-planet aliens, of everybody that had gotten up there, and I'm a Southern girl, so it took me a long time to actually say it, and he said it was a universal, multi-dimensional thing, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth, which in English translates to be, Holy, Holy, Holy is the Lord God of all hosts.
Yeah, there's no...
so this is more
I mean,
of an
humans...
awakening of higher self?
Yes.
Well, humans experiment with animals. Humans have experimented with humans. Okay, like we've had. I mean, experimentation in itself is just because an entity experiments with you doesn't mean that's ultimate reality. What it could mean, someone's experimenting with you. You know, like it could mean that, but it doesn't mean that it's ultimate reality, and that's what life is all about. I mean, we experiment on a dolphin and say, or even humans with Project MK Ultra and all this stuff, that doesn't mean it's ultimate reality. If someone slips some acid and experiments with them, it just means they might have been a victim to some bullshit. You know, it doesn't mean it's not real though. What I'm saying is there's a message that underlies all that stuff that's being told to people to plant into your subconscious that that's what all of reality is. You're just an experiment, nothing else. That, my friend, is bullshit.
Well, the thing is, I went outside. It was so calm. It was like, this is really peaceful. My house
I love
was not
that.
peaceful when that happened. Yeah, and it was just like, very serene. Everything's normal. It's cool. So what I'm hearing is it may be a test of higher power, or more along the line, or wake up. Things are coming to you. Be aware and pay attention.
Both. It's not beware. It's not beware, one word. It's be space aware. We knocked at your door.
Be aware of what's coming.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just emphasizing for the audience. We knocked at your door. You heard it. It was loud. You have a metal door. I knocked at your door. You were hesitant, rightfully so, smart man, rightfully so, about hesitating to open your actual physical door where you live, and you opened the door diligently, and it was calm. And it felt calm. It felt serene, but you got a loud knock to wake you up, awakened you. They're coming. They're coming. No, it's not just alien, scary, anything scary experiments. It is a liberation.
Okay, so I should expect more of a liberation or a rising of whatever's...
Yep.
Face your fears, man. Find out what you're afraid of the most. It'll be on the other side of that.
I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them.
Then you're the one human on the earth walking around with no fear. Congratulations.
Well, I'm not. I don't know what it is, but you have a fear, but I use that as a strength.
That's good.
I don't use it as weakness. I use that as a strength. And these guys, I have no problem with. I could go up and I could do a throwdown with them.
Throwdown.
May I suggest, before we get off the call, let me suggest this. You used the fear and alchemized it to a strength. May I suggest, with this Aquarius energy and square with the Taurus, this is what's worked for me. I figured it out. I'm not afraid. It's worked for me. It's a formula. So the Aquarius is now saying, yeah, it's not going to be fear anymore that you have to turn into a strength. Now, as strength, you have courage and are encouraged to greet a higher level of light workers that will show you through what you desire the frequencies of love and transmitting peace and light and becoming more of an agent of that. That's what I see. And you can call us back and let us know, but that's what I see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that better.
Sure. Who wouldn't like that story better?
Yeah. Joe's known me 8 years. He knows I don't fill in the fluff just so I can get the clients or tell them what they want to hear. Oh, hell no, because that's my karma. No, I tell it as I see it, and I'm either right, hopefully it's helpful, or I'm wrong. And if I was wrong, it helps propel them into a rightness for themselves. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just do what I get. I do. Embrace it. Embrace it. You're starting at strength. You're starting at strength and moving more into the liberation.
Yeah, and give us a call
well,
back.
I think that's what I did too when I was in the store. I started embracing what was going on, and I'm going to handle this, and it worked out fine.
There's your word.
Brother, I'm going to have to let you go. I got a caller been waiting 30 minutes, and we're already 15 minutes over the hour. But
right. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You take care now. Jesus. Knocks at the door. That's some scary shit. It can be. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when you wake up. I've woke up in the middle of the night with a knock on the door, bop, 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 and run to the door and nothing's there.
Yep.
I always just look at it as like a sign or something like that. I never, when you really start screwing up is when you start going, I'm special. There's something out there talking to me and no one else. Like that stuff is when you start getting a bit. Is when the dark forces will grab a hold of you. You know.
Hypnotized.
814. Who are we speaking with? I think I have an idea who this is.
Joe, this is Scott from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Punxsutawney, what's up, man? Thanks for waiting. Man, I wished I could give you a hug for waiting that long. You're the man. What's up?
Man,
what's on your mind?
Cool. Man, that's super cool, bro. I mean, everybody needs tell their story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Good for you.
What's up?
Anyway, I know we're at the top, past the top of the hour, so I'm going to be brief. My date of birth is 10/1/1958. I was born in Western Pennsylvania, Du Bois, PA. And anything you can tell me to get me through the next 6 months would be really awesome.
58.
I like the Aquarian energy that's coming over you. This is a time that hasn't happened for 29, 30 years. It's an energetic signature with Aries, Saturn, your balance sign. It's been 15 years since you've had an opposition of Saturn coming at that Libra. We have Jupiter, the benevolent planet, in the sign of the moon, Cancer, that's beaming that softness, and the peace will come of the way Libra and Pisces enjoy that to be. Those are avenues of peaceful paths, the Libra energy, the Pisces energy, but both those signs tend to go through some type of incredible challenge to overcome or healing that's needed that really becomes a big story of their life, both as an experiencer and bearing witness to it, all the different levels of it, all the peaks and valleys. So I feel like that I'm really drawn to the mid part of March, like that St. Patrick's Day kind of energy. There's something there that feels to me that it's just like amazingly wonderful. It's like, this is rich. This is really happening. And I feel like there's something, I just see light on your face. It's like when we look up at the sun or we look up at the moon and we can like sometimes feel that light in some kind of way. And I feel like that the light and the warmth of the light, I feel like is very much involved with the entirety of you. And I get another feeling that one of your main, if not, hard to kind of put it into words, main guardian angel or guide, I feel like there's like an increase in the ability of manifestation and the ability of the divine forces, the divine principles. And I feel like I just kind of see that like light shards coming down from the ceiling into the room of where you sleep and where you are. And I feel like it's literally like, the best description, it's like a waterfall, but it shimmers.
Wow, I'm blown away.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I hope it helps and is well received and takes life for the good for you.
And you should call us
Yes,
back.
Mary. Wow, I'm blown away. That's truly awesome.
Well, make sure you call us back, man. Let us know, keep in touch at least, even if the very limited chat room or call back there in the show, let us know how everything works out.
Hey, Joe, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Joe, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Joe, I dig your program, but I don't get it all the time. All right?
Yeah, well, I don't broadcast all the time.
And I
I'd
got
say,
lucky tonight.
yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, well, we got lucky that you called in, man. That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
So,
Praise God.
Yeah, and like I said, things are changing for me. I had to go out and get a real job, man. I podcasted for a living for probably 3 or 4 years, and things got tough, so I had to go out and get a real job, and I'm trying to
Good for you.
do it a different way this time, so I'm not all stressed out wondering if my life's going to fall apart every 6 months. And but
Right.
this is the better way, and I'll be broadcasting a lot more often very soon. Let you know, Joe's always got a plan.
Hey, Joe and Mary, many thanks and much love.
Love to you too,
From
brother.
Post to
Thank
Tony.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Well received. Thank you, and back at you.
All right, that's it, man. That's the last call for the night, and I am stoked. This was a pretty interesting night. I mean, speaking of that Aquarian energy, like every call was from each side of the realms of. Usually like some nights we'll get a call and it'll be like a lot kind of the same stuff, but this one was everywhere. I liked it. Kept me on my toes. I told you I was tired too. This one kept me up.
He did. He did say, well, I'm going to talk because he did. Joe's telling the absolute truth there when we were on break or before we started the show. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, to all the callers, thank you for calling in. That means the world to us, because that is half of the show. Like you're part of the show. So calling in, and I know sometimes it takes bravery to do so, especially if you're going to be vulnerable. But, man, that's what we want to do is help each other. That's it. I'll be vulnerable to you.
100.
I'll always be open and vulnerable to you to a certain extent. I mean, there's some things I don't think anybody would talk about like live on the air, but pretty much I will be an open book to you because you're an open book to me. And that's where I find solace. The most, like, if anything, if let's say none of this stuff is real, which we know a lot of it is, but I find solace in that connection between us for sure. I always have. Thank you, Mary, for coming out.
Oh,
Always.
Bless you, Joe. Thank you, audience. Absolutely. Thank you for your love, and we feel it. We feel it, and back upon you in the best of holy ways.
Oh, shoot. I can't leave without. We're not breaking tradition. Final wrap-up thoughts for this energy, for this new moon. Help them.
Spirit gave me an interesting one that's timeless and always, now and forever. There's only 2 days that aren't 24 hours long. The day we're born and the day we die. So with Aries and Aquarius, make the moments, these moments, matter more. Don't rush past what wants to bloom. When something does go right, you do get your way, it did come about, finally. Don't rush past the majesty that wants to bloom in your life, that you did it, it paid off, you graduated, you did the job, you went and got the job, you got the job. Don't go so fast by those moments, because those are very powerful alchemical markers, hallmarks in our life. And whether it's a knock at the door, a golden key, a dream, a vision, summoning our courage, we are living in epic eclipse, animal totem, fire horse times. We are literally becoming one with where and how we need to be aligned. We just need to choose if it's going to be divine, or we're going to try to struggle and do it all by ourselves, or we're going to succumb to negativity and darkness. Remember, the darkness drains you, and the light will fulfill you. It will keep giving you fuel even when you get a little tired or hungry or worn out. There's that energy that comes back and says, you never walk alone. You never walk alone. So find your mantra, find your affirmation. Oftentimes if a moment tries to grip me and it's a really sudden, chaotic kind of thing, it's just what I do. I just simply say, Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, breathe me. Almighty I am, imbue me. And I just go. And then I know I go forward because the shield's on, the energy's there. I invited it to the dance of chance. And so nothing can come at me and attack me without already am armed and ready and shielded up on the battlefield. And if I don't need to be the hero in every single instance or story, and I can lean back going, yeah, that's a lot easier when I let the one that wins all the battles do it anyway. There we go. I might not understand all the details and dynamics of it at the time. It might hurt. It might appear as a loss or a breaking away. But ultimately, when you look back on those air quotes, losses, fractures, breaks, we grew from it. We grew from it. We've met people that are still stuck there and are trying to keep their heads above psychological quicksand or emotional distress. We've seen that. We've felt that. And there's ways out of that, so that doesn't have to be your primary teacher. Just if nothing else, say to yourself, thank you, God. Thank you, Light, that me being able to learn my lessons does not have to just come from pain or loss. Amen.
Well, there you go, folks.
Just
thank you, Mary.
Be Aquarius. Think outside the box. Thank you, Joe. Love you all. Until we meet again.
We'll be back. More stuff coming, too. More stuff's building, too, for the Fringe FM. The website's always fringe.fm. I mean, from here on out, that's just where everything is going to be. But we're still building on that, too. You can email, too, at producer@fringe.fm or thefringefm@gmail.com. You can always call and leave a voicemail to the station or text it at 501-777-5631. And we'll definitely see you for sure by the next new moon with Mary. I'll be on them before, but Mary will be back the next new moon. Good night, y'all. Sweet dreams. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Well.
We had fun. We did.